Bob Batcher. Well, I'm here to talk with a very special person, Rhonda Norris, about Neighbors Building Neighborhood Experience and what it means to you, but more importantly, what did it mean to you, Rhonda? We met at a board table.
Yes.
And I came into a meeting on a Saturday morning. I had just in my mind what we're going to accomplish, and you said, we're going to do what neighbors want to do, right?
That's right.
And what I'm explaining is we were looking at rebirthing, I guess, Neighborhood University, and really kind of bringing it into today's century. And that's the journey I want to talk about with you. Now, before we talk about that journey, tell me about you. They ask, what are your credentials or what's your title? And we said resident.
Resident, that's who I am.
So when I say resident to you, what do you take that as meaning?
I'm an advocate for my neighborhood. You know, I'm a concerned citizen about what goes on in the neighborhood in which I live. So
how did you get to a position where you're an advocate?
I believe, well, one day my daughter said, Mom, there's a building. We moved to this neighborhood. She said, there's
Lambert's
a
Point,
building,
right?
Lambert's Point is the neighborhood. And she said, Mom, there's a community center down at the corner, you know, and I want to go. So we went down there. She was like, they have a computer lab. So at the time that she was down, I said, well, I better wait. You know, it was new to us. It happened to be some Civic League signs. I said, well, let me go in here, you know, kill some time while she's in the computer lab. And I went into the Civic League meeting, and there was some exciting stuff going on in there, Bob. Some really exciting things. They were talking about, you know, better in the neighborhood. They were talking about activities possibly implemented for the children. You know, they were talking about ways of just bettering your living environment.
So they were speaking to you?
They were. They were.
Now, was it easy to get involved?
Absolutely easy to get involved.
Now, let me see. Hi, did it start with, hi, I'm Rhonda?
Probably started with, yes, I'm going to say it started with, hi, I'm Rhonda. I'm going to say it started with, hi, I'm Rhonda, and I live around the corner. That's how it started.
Okay. Now, what kind of issues were they talking about?
At the time I came in, they were talking about issues like parking, parking situations. They were talking about trash in the neighborhood, cleanup. They had a lot of initiatives that were going on in the neighborhood where the youth will come in and, you know, clean up, or partnership with the local church, you know, to help the neighbor. I'm going to say to upgrade the neighborhood from where, you know, where it could go.
Now, what kind of issues were rolling around in Rhonda's head, though, about what were issues in the neighborhood?
I believe because I live in a very unique neighborhood, so I didn't step into anything that was necessarily torn apart. I didn't quite know the history of, you know, where I lived. I did start there, which gave me a greater appreciation for what they had done in this neighborhood. I think mine was my daughter, you know, and just her exposure and just getting the best experience possible. Something as simple as playing outside, you know, has an impact on the neighborhood. If it, you know, the right dynamics are not there, there's some places maybe you can't play outside, you know, so just giving her the best experience possible, you know, in terms of community center, in terms of, you know, the things they do there education wise. OD used to come over and, you know, do a tutorial program, you know, tutoring program, and, you know, all rock climbing there. Lambert's Point Community Center has a gigantic rock wall. So they now have a rock climbing club, which she loves to go to.
So it's a way of, it is by being engaged and getting involved, then makes it a lot easier.
It's very important, because even if you get involved through your local civic league, which is very, very important, because you serve as an advocate, like we said before, and you are the voice of your community. It gives you a platform. It affords you an opportunity to voice your opinions, your concerns about what's going on in the environment you live in every single day. Every single day. The place where you open your door, you know, it affects you, you know, every single day. So it gives you that platform, you know, where you're able to say, hey, there's something going on in my neighborhood. I'm not really sure who to call, or, you know, or what to do, or, you know, can we do something to better, you know, what's going on in the neighborhood? Can we, you know, do something to just improve the standard of living for where you are?
Okay, now, in the past, the city has taken that statement and said, okay, we have a program for you, and we'd roll it out. And a couple of years ago in our community conversation, the public said, well, wait a minute. You know, maybe if you guys stepped aside for a little bit, gave us a chance to do something about it, we'd tell you what we'd like to do, and we'll do it. So, roll the camera back to when we had our first board meeting when we were going to reinvent Neighborhood University. We'll have some classes on code enforcement. We'll do this, we'll do that. And Rhonda was at the table and said, I don't think so, right?
Exactly.
How'd that conversation go?
You know, at attending the Civic League meetings, what I found out is, and just driving around the city, like I said, I'm not a native Virginian, but you find out that there are some things that are common in all neighborhoods. But each neighborhood actually has some things that need to be customized to better meet the needs of the people. So in order to better meet
Not every
the
neighborhood
needs,
has a major university
that's
right there in the middle of it.
Exactly. Mine, like I said, is very unique, you know, because I do have the best of so many different things. But there are neighborhoods that don't have community centers at all. There are neighborhoods who don't have a trash issue. There are neighborhoods that may have a trash issue, you know, and a lot of
But
times.
every neighborhood has that resident that won't put the trash can back.
I know.
That's common.
I have a wonderful neighbor because he puts mine out and he pulls it back
Ooh,
in.
nice.
Yes, yes.
And nobody from the city government told him to do that, right?
Nobody. Just
It was the good thing to do.
being a good neighbor. Just being a good neighbor.
So you came to the table with some ideas about relevance for you then, right?
Yes. Yes. In reference to customizing, you know, the neighborhoods, to, you know, get together and kind of hear, you know, everyone's, their opinions and their point of views in terms of what's working, what's not working. What we found out is that there's some neighborhoods, like we said, are really on point, really, you know, where they need to be in terms of having a healthy neighborhood. And then there's some neighborhoods that maybe have some areas of deficiencies. So what we are kind of, I'm going to say, walking towards is maybe a possible mentorship program. But what I found out is that giving over or handing over the responsibility to the citizens actually works better in terms of the confidence of them, because you may say, well, this area has this or this area has that, but if you turn over the independence in terms of what needs to be done to the citizens, there's a certain confidence and a certain pride, you know, that you build up as a neighbor, you know, so.
Well, I've got to tell you, and this is where it gets kind of, because going from the host to actually being, having the privilege of working with you, when you have a preconceived notion of where you want to go and you open it up, it's remarkable where you'll end up going. I think we all want to serve the citizen and do the right thing and have healthy, safe neighborhoods and work on our priorities. But the way we're getting there is just so exciting. You know, we had the meeting at
Crossroads.
At Crossroads.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about your observation of that meeting of the community leaders and the school principals.
Well, it was an exciting day. We got together on kind of a brunch, maybe around a brunch we had. And the Civic League presidents came out, some principals came out, some city officials came out. And what we wanted to do is kind of bring everyone together. We zoned them according to the area in which they lived in and just listen to their feedback, ask them questions. What's working in your neighborhood? What's not working in your neighborhood? What are some areas of concerns? What are some areas of needs? You know, to kind of get that feedback so that when we come together as a steering committee, kind of hear, you know, where are the areas we need to tweak? What can we better do to assist, you know, the feedback in which we have received?
And then go from there.
And go from there.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be groups of 60 or 70 people. It could be one or two getting together, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I tell anyone, you taking the first step and inquiring about your Civic League is the best step you can take. You know, it's about the communication. It's about, once again, being the advocate, because being an advocate is going to open you up to so many different things in which you're able to voice your opinion. And the city will come right back at you and say, hey, these are the resources. These are the things that you can do. These are the answers to your questions. And then before you know it, issues are being resolved. Before you know it, you have an area where there's confidence and pride within the neighborhood.
We've talked about focusing on the solution, not necessarily the problem. Does that mean ignoring the problem?
Ignoring the problem?
If you focus on the solution?
No, you're definitely not ignoring the problem, but you don't want to give it as much energy. That turns into a big griping session. You know, if you focused on the solution, the confidence will come, you know, and you'll find out that you don't have many problems that can't be solved.
One thing I want to talk about a little bit in this conversation is we're going to be having some community conversations in February. February 7th, we're going to be at the Huntersville Multipurpose Center, and on February 21st we're going to be up in Pretlow to talk about the budget. And some people think, well, that's $1 billion budget. There's nothing I can do about that. But we really want to talk about what does it mean when we talk about lifetime learning and economic vitality. So what kind of conversations we'll have about that? And then what can be done?
Yeah. You know, I think just opening up that communication, just about neighbors kind of gaining that independence to better assist them in their neighborhoods. Just the education. How's the saying? You give a person a fish and they'll eat for a day, but if you teach them how to fish, they'll eat forever. And it's kind of that educating the community so that they can, gain their independence and just better, be prideful about their neighborhood.
Then their expectations will be met, and they're the ones that are invested. Rhonda, I want to say how much of a pleasure it's been to get to know you while we work together to building a common goal for the future.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And we're looking forward to you, the viewer, getting on board. Contact your local Civic League. Find out who they are. If you don't know who they are, come on to norfolk.gov and look up Neighborhood Enrichment, and you'll find it right there. Thanks for watching.